Mostly when you find yourself being a cancer patient, you are only given the language of outcomes. Like you say things like, I have stage 4 cancer, even though like 2 weeks before that, you had no idea what that meant. Doctors give you language, 30% chance of survival. Survival only means 2 years. People started to refer to me as terminal right away. It assumes that I know when I'm going to die, which I don't. And also, it's just a little presumptuous, you know? And then you try to meet other people who have cancer, and then you realize that they have other labels they use for themselves, like survivor, you're in remission. What if you're someone that isn't always curable? Then what are you? Do you ever feel like a survivor? Or are you just an ongoing problem that makes for awkward small talk at parties? I'm Kate Bowler. I'm a professor of American religion, and I got cancer at 35, which was a huge bummer. When I got sick, my son was really little, so I didn't have to explain a lot, but I did have to try to make my body safe again because it looked really scary. I had like a huge port, and I always was like attached to a chemo pack, which looked like I was just really bringing fanny packs back early, and also looked like I was carrying explosive devices. I was always aggressively patted down at airports. But I tried to do other things to make myself feel like a mom again. Stupid things like when he was really little and he couldn't touch me, I would make puppets. So there's just like a lot of intense puppetry or ways we could touch each other when I was really delicate. One of the words I've really latched onto since being sick is the word precarity. The idea that things are contingent, they're delicate, they're not always sure. It means I don't have to pretend that things were once durable and that I'm supposed to, as a suffering person, just get back to durability. Our lives are built with such delicate material, and it doesn't take a lot to topple the whole thing over. I'm an expert in American religious history, and most specifically, the idea that good things happen to good people. I studied a movement called the Prosperity Gospel, which is one of the most popular Christian movements that try to explain why healthy bodies and good success are evidence that God loves you. I wish people felt a little less entitled to reach for an explanation for why they probably deserve the good things in their life, and realize that that language has been shaped by both secular and religious undercurrents in our culture that feed us these stories about how righteous individuals will always make their way to the top. And it's just fundamentally not true. There are so many wonderfully convenient lies that I believed before, like that everything happens for a reason. I think I took that to mean that all the good things I did was, or really all the nice things that happened to me was because I like a little bit deserved it, which I was very convenient. Even though I'm not American, I think I believed in the hardy individualism that means that I should always do everything by myself and get all the sort of credit. I just transferred the way of thinking I'd had about like bootstraps, working really hard, and I just applied it to cancer. So suddenly I was going to be the best patient, and I was going to be unbelievably cheerful, and every nurse would love me because I was doing cancer right. I just realized pretty quickly that most of the things that would save my life would be things that would be done to me. Surgery. Apparently I'm not a surgeon, and I can't save myself. I also didn't invent any of the drugs I've been taking. So I kind of came to the end of my own abilities pretty quickly. I think our culture makes us feel really embarrassed for the terrible things that happen to us. It makes us feel ashamed and lonely and fundamentally like a loser. And I would love it if we had a culture that could embrace those of us that fall and give us a little more language and support to help us feel like we are not problems to be solved. We're just people to be loved.